guys are staying in them today. Good. And then the cabin area, if you've never been up there. We're also a CCC camp. Does anyone know what that is? CCC is the Civilian Conservation Corps, which started right after the Great Depression, 1930. This was actually built by people back in the 1930s. Most of the structures here were built by CCC, which during the Great Depression they would earn $5 a week. They got to keep $1. The other $4 would go home to the family. So they built all this. Pennsylvania, we were actually very fortunate to have many state parks that were CCC built. So we're really, really lucky to have that. If you're into history and things like that, if you go to the park office, there's a little placard there that says that. And if you actually go up to where our rec hall and our cabins are, you can actually see all those CCC buildings, most of them that are remaining. And they're pretty cool to see that they're still standing. Again, that was 1930s. That was a long time ago. But today, we're going to learn about my favorite creature. These guys. How many of you have ever seen an owl before? Couple of times. Heard one in the woods? Kind of give you my background on owls. I got started. My dad and I always used to the point where there's definitely some differences in them than just your average and everyday bird. So does anyone know how many owls we have here in Pennsylvania?
There's somebody coming.
Hi, how are you guys doing today? How many owls there are in Pennsylvania? Are there 10? No, there's actually a little less than that. Not too much less. There's 8. We have 8 different documented owls. Every once in a while they'll say like we have 9, but that species, it's never actually a proven species to have in Pennsylvania. But we're going to focus on the 8 that we 100% have that you can see. And you can actually find most of them right here in this region. Some of them might be a little scarce. I kind of do it a little differently. I don't talk about the owl in full spec. I talk about kind of more the differences between. He's kind of a featured owl.
He's cute.
But with him, it's kind of. What do you think when you think of owls? Like what they eat? He likes skunks. Anyone want to take a guess how he can withstand the most horrid smell? I think in the woods.
Maybe he doesn't have a nose.
Huh? Deals with his nose. Not just a small nose. Correct. He does not have the ability of smell like we do. It doesn't smell that potent to him. It's not that bad. So if you're ever out late at night, click this here. I'll actually play him for you. So this is the great horned owl. Maybe you've heard him, maybe you haven't. This is the fledgling babies. And here's him himself. Movie Harry Potter. This is Hedwig. This is a snowy owl. They're actually winter visitors from the north, which is kind of weird when you think about it, that why would you want to come here as your winter vacation? They come here November through January. They actually travel from the Arctic tundra. When food sources get low up there, the younger ones actually fly down to this area here. Any of you know where Presque Isle State Park is? They're notorious for having these guys come in. But my family's from come out at what time of day?
Night.
Night. These guys are not nocturnal. They come out during the day only. They don't come out at night. The reason being is during the Arctic summers, night is almost non-existent.
That's true.
So they're forced to actually hunt during the day. So they do better during the day. So here, obviously, they come out that way. So they're usually active. They sound kind of more like a grumpy crow than they do an owl to me. With him, he has no ear tufts, no horns. So a lot of owls do. The snowy owl doesn't, but most of the owl species we have in Pennsylvania do. They have those tufts on their head. Daylight hours as well, and also at night. So he's both. He comes out during the day, comes out at night, and he's the most vocal of most owl species we have in Pennsylvania. And he's also one of the friendliest we have. He'll answer you back. If there's one in the area, they'll usually answer back if you play his song. That's how I remember him. It's who cooks for you all. Again, they're pretty friendly. This is you have them here though. When you think of owls, when do you usually think of where they live? Trees in the woods. This guy's weird. He likes open fields. He actually only hunts during the day as well. He completely avoids woodlands but likes open country. Open space, open fields. You usually can find him around farm areas. He's actually a winter visitor as well to Pennsylvania. Though he's been known to nest here too. Their nests are a bit weird because they actually nest on the ground. They actually will find kind of a mash of grasses and they'll burrow underneath it and lay their eggs there. They don't dig in the ground or anything like that, but just underneath. So they're kind of an interesting one itself because most owls you'd think nest in trees. Most birds you'd think nest in trees. Especially in the wintertime. Yeah, these guys are kind of weird. I'm not very big, 17 inches long, 43 inches.
Really would want to come in this.
Turn it up a little bit, okay. Yeah, not your normal owl call. Kind of sounds like a cat. Like we said before, those things are just tufts. They're not really ears, so he's kind of goofy too. So he's named for those ear tufts, but they're not true ears. They're actually just feathers. The ear canals on these guys are actually completely on the side of their head. And they're actually lopsided on owls. So one's up here and one's up here. What would be the benefit of that?
Here.
Rotating. They can kind of tilt their head and easily fluctuate where they need to. Is it up higher? Turn my head this way. Is it down lower? Turn my head that way. Kind of gives them these guys. If you got one, hopefully you don't have mice. So they're not doing their job. 16-inch flank. That's it. I worked for a group that we did owl feeding and gloving. And this is one of the owls we did. This is a barn owl. Hi guys. Barn owls. Now, when you think of owls, usually, a couple of them I showed you, what noise do they usually make? Ooh, ooh. This guy is not like that at all. I'll play him in a minute. Not a stereotypical hoot sound.
Oh, look at him. His little face.
Well, he's not very big. Only actually weighs about 9 ounces.
Oh,
About
he's
15
tiny.
inches. Wingspan's only about 30. Not a big bird. They're pretty. I don't know if any of you have ever seen Legends of the Guardian. It's an owl movie that came out a couple years ago. Yeah, this Tyto. These actually are kind of one of the most widespread birds continentally. We have them here in the...
You.
I actually brought him with me. This guy here. This is the screech owl. Now these guys are pretty tiny. They're not very big at all. They're not our smallest owl. I'll talk about him too. But the screech owls. Now, like you said, they have more of a melody song than they do anything. They also come in two what's called phases or color patterns. So these guys are really old. Really old.
Oh, I like that.
But they come in a gray and then they come in a red. And it almost depends on where they're living at. I was reading, now I'm not sure 100% how true it is, they said like the ones that live in like a pine forest are usually red colored and more like a wooded area with the bark like we have here, they're more of a gray. I've actually seen both here in Pennsylvania though, so it's not something too rare. But they're really tiny. Again, they like to hunt mice. These guys are kind of bold. Remember how I told you if you play a great horned owl? These are about one of the only ones that, for some reason, will answer and come in closer. Now, great horned owls eat them. I don't know if they're just stubborn and like, well, you're not going to take over my woods. But they will answer you back. And their sound's pretty cool. I'm actually going to tell you guys, you can actually almost make their sound. I'll play it for you first, but you can actually make it with just a bottle of water. And almost just a gurgling noise. I'll explain. Just listen to it first, and we'll see. Eastern screech. On top of that, these guys only weigh 2 to 5
Aw.
ounces. 2 to 5 ounces. So
I'm
the
gonna.
weight
Are you
of
doing that
almost
sound where you get
one
the
banana
doing it? I want to.
is the weight of these guys. They're really light, they're really tiny, and they're really, really rare to see. Have any of you ever seen one of these guys before? They're supposed to be around here. They're supposed to be common,
Poor little house.
but no, we don't get to see them that often. One thing I kind of forgot to mention, if you notice about a couple of these owls, besides this guy, you can see really good on eye color. What do you notice about these
Very
ones?
big and yellow.
Paula, you should do the sound. Are you gonna do the?
Yeah, they're big and yellow.
They're yellow, yeah. They're kind of a bright color. Forgot this when I was talking about him. So I'll show all the owls that we have here. So this is the saw-whet.
It sounds like hornbeak. Saw it.
So that's a advertising song. So I'm guessing if he's looking for a date, this is their other sound
That's
that will play.
oh my god, that's so cute.
The other one I'm going to look up again is that screech owl. The reason being is that screech has a much better. He has a kind of a diverse call. Of the screech that we were kind of hearing.
It's like